Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim with Kim's Inspired Life, and if you saw a video that I posted a couple of days ago, you'll see that I shared that I wanted to use these prints that Kaylee, my daughter-in-law, had created and given them to me. She said you can do whatever you want with them, and so I have made cards with them before, but I decided that I wanted to make just some small journals, and so I thought I would show you where I was in the process. Two of the prints look like this with the dress and the watercolor, and then there were two prints that she made that look like this with the flower. Okay, so I just pulled the clips off of these so that these three are pretty much put together. I just have to embellish them and then of course fill them with what I want to go in them before I give them away. And then this last one I'm actually going to put together with you just so you can kind of see the process that I use. Let me share with you first these that I put together already. So I cut the cardboard that I used from the bottom of the paper pumpkin box, and so this is 4.5 by 6 and each of these sides. So there's the front and the back cover. And so I covered them with black paper, just regular black paper, and then I'm using this pad. I think it's called Dark Botanical from Craft Smart or something. I think that's what the name of it is. For the spine, I'm just using just black paper as well. And then I just scored it 1/2 inch in to fold it, and then I just glued the front cover and the back cover on. And then I just used just simple hinges to put the pages on. Two of the pages are just glued shut. They're just like this, just so I can put pictures on or put embellishments on. Two of the pages are actually open envelopes like that, so I can actually put something in there. And then I'll use some of the cut aparts, just some other goodies from my craft room, just to embellish these up. So I like that they're just a solid color, and then I can do whatever I want to with them. And so this book, very similar. I just use a different pattern paper, and I just arranged them a little bit different. So this one, there's the pocket, and then the second page is just a plain sheet, and then the third one is a pocket, and then the last one is a plain sheet as well. And so that's what that one looks like. And then the third one looks like this, and then you open it up. This one's just a plain sheet. That one has a pocket on it. That one's plain. And just to be a little bit different, I just cut it down just a little bit to have that in the back, so it's a little bit different size. So that's that one. Here's what the cover and the back look like before I did anything with it. Here's the 2 inch. I scored it 1/2 inch, and then I just glued all that on. I have 4 strips that look like this that are 4.5 inches by 1 inch, and then I just scored it right in half at the 1/2 inch mark, and I have 4 of those. And then I have my 4 sheets already cut out. So I have 2 sheets that look like this that I'll just close up, and then I have 2 sheets that have the pockets. And then just so it's not all just that same pattern, that I brought this butterflies into the mix to add to it. So this is how I use the strip kind of hinges just to put the pages in. There are so many different ways to put your pages and pockets into a journal, and I have just learned that. And just with trial and error and just doing it, that's the only way to kind of, decide this is the way I like and this is how I want to do it. And, that doesn't mean that you have to do it that way all the time. I'll be humming along and I'll see, someone using a certain type of binding, and then I'll think, oh, okay, yeah, I want to use it. I want to do that. I want to do it that way. And then then the next thing you do is after you have that hinge on, then I just went ahead and glued this paper closed just like this, leaving a little bit, maybe, I don't know, just like 1/8 of an inch, so that it has some wiggle room, and then just making sure that the pages match up with the side of the journal. And then I just glue that down, just press it down just like that. And that's one of my pages that's in like that. When I first started making junk journals, or when I first started watching videos for junk journals, and I was watching all the different ways that you can make them, I just thought, there is no way, this is honestly the truth, I thought there is no way that I'm ever going to be able to make one. I like the way they look. I like how people are, including all kinds of fun little goodies inside of them, and I love the whole idea about junk journals, but it wasn't something that I really ever thought I was going to be able to do, just because I think just because there wasn't just one way to do something. There were just so many options, and I just couldn't just say, okay, this is what I like, this is what I want to do. And I just listened to all of you that just said, okay, just jump in Just do it. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. And you know, if you make a mistake, you can always fix it. It's just paper. Oh my gosh, when I first started crafting, you've probably heard me say this before, I wasted so much paper. I honestly did not have a bin for scrap paper. I would hear people talk about that and they would say, oh, my scrap paper bin, and I'm just using, you know, my stash or whatever. I had no idea what that meant, because what I would do is if I cut a paper wrong, or if I, you know, had some paper left over from, you know, a 12 by 12 I had cut or something, or, you know, even a 6 by 6, I would just throw it away. I would just throw the paper away. I honestly, and so then when I started hearing people say, okay, this is from my scrap when I was making this project, and I thought, oh, okay, wait a minute. We're supposed to be saving all of that. We're supposed to be using it. Okay. Isn't that crazy? So now that I know that, you know, we're supposed to be saving all these pieces, and it's so fun because, you know, you can make little fun things and add them into your journals. And so now, you know, the more videos I've watched, I mean, I have watched literally hours and hours and had so many conversations with people about how to make journals and, you know, what do you do with your journal? And I still watch them. I mean, I'm always learning something new. I always, you know, find something that is interesting. This morning, I was watching someone make a journal and put together a journal, and I thought, oh, okay, I haven't tried that. I'm definitely going to be trying that. And so it's just amazing how creative people are, and how, sorry if I'm shaking you guys, just how creative people are, and how people just look at paper and just have a vision for it. And then, you know, people just are so creative about how they do things, and they've, you know, and someone told me once that, you know, you just have to keep doing it, and the more you do it, then you'll learn, and then you'll know, you know, what not to do. And that is true, because, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I like to make in quantity. For example, like making these for, even like what I made the suitcase for, you know, the swap I did with Liana, you know, making 2 of those. Just, you know, because every time you make something, you find, I think, at least every time I make something, I find a different way. I would always question myself about, well, should I be using glue, and should I be using tape? And I'm sure that the people, and you know who you are, those people that I was asking all those crafty questions to, that are, you know, veteran crafters, they were probably thinking, what in the world is she thinking? Or what in the world is she not thinking? Or why didn't she think, you know, how simple is that? And you know, the thing is that, you know, I used to, you know, in the classroom, I did lots of projects with the kids, but you know, it's just with the kids, and you're just doing, you know, it doesn't matter if you mess up. They love everything you do. And, you know, at the end of the day, it either goes home with them or gets thrown away, or, you know, so I didn't think about it. The projects that we're making for you know, in our craft room, or in my craft room, I'm giving to someone. I made 2 of these to go to my sisters, and, you know, to another crafty friend, and then I'm going to keep one for myself. And I want to be able to look back and say, okay, I did a good job on that, you know? So, all right, so I was talking while I was doing this. So hopefully this turned out okay. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So it's not, you know, never perfect, I don't think. Kind of glue all over my finger. But so that basically this is what I have done. I have these 4 pages in here now. And then, you know, when I first made this, and I thought, oh my goodness, there's lots of space in here. Should I add more to it? But no, because you know, for my sisters, I'm going to be gluing, you know, I'm not sending them embellishments. They don't craft and all that. So I actually have like, I have a face mask and a pair of socks. And so I have some bulkier items. And so I need that space so that everything will fit in here correctly. And then I was going to put, and I was thinking for a closure that I would use a ribbon. And so maybe that I would staple it, you know, on the inside and the outside to close it. So I really haven't decided that yet. I'm going to see how bulky they are, and then decide, you know, how much I'm going to need to, you know, then what I'm going to use for the closure. So I can always punch an eyelid in here and put a ribbon in there. That was the other thought I had, to do that as well. So I might do that as well. So that's basically what I did to make these 4 little journals, and I'm really excited just to fill them up and get them sent out, and to keep one of them. One of them's for me, because one of my goals for 2023 is to create and just not get rid of everything, just to keep some things in my craft room that I've actually made. So I'm excited about that too. And plus, my daughter-in-law, you know, painted these pictures, and so I definitely want to, you know, to keep one, because they are so special and sentimental. So, but she said, I'm going to be painting more, so so I'm sure she will, and then I'll be able to do more projects in the future. All right, guys. Well, thank you for stopping by. Please give me any feedback and any ideas that you might have for me. I would love to hear them, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.